This next example is actually a cone, um, but again, don't let that make you worried. It's just as simple as prisms and pyramids. Okay, so once again, we're trying to find the missing side length in a 3D figure. And we are given the height of the cone, the radius of the cone. Oh, excuse me, we're trying to find the height, and we're given the radius and we're given the slant height. Just in case you've never heard that vocabulary word, slant height, it's basically just this part of the cone, which if you look at the right triangle that's made inside that cone, the S, or the slant height, is the hypotenuse of the right triangle. So we're given the hypotenuse of the right triangle, which is, oops, 1 second. So we're given the hypotenuse. It's not wanting to let me use the pen here. We're given the hypotenuse of 37 yards. And then we're also given the radius. And the radius makes up one of the legs. Okay. So the radius is one of the legs, and it's 33 yards. And we have to figure out the other leg, the vertical leg that makes the right angle with the radius, which is actually the height of this cone. So we're trying to figure out this pink leg, which is the height. So let's use Pythagorean theorem. All right, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Again, we're given one of the legs, the r, but we're not given the other leg. So technically, another way that I could rewrite this equation, instead of doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, I could also write it as radius squared plus height squared equals slant height squared. We know our radius is 33. We do not know the height. And we know the slant height is 37. So all I did was rewrite the formula, except I used the variables r, h, and s instead of a, b, and c. So let's solve the equation for h. 33 squared is 1089 plus h squared. And then 37 squared is 1369. So now I need to cancel out the adding 1089 by subtracting 1089. Cancels out here. And then I'm left with h squared equals 280. Last step is to take the square root, of course, on both sides. The square root of 280 is approximately, and I'm using the approximate symbol because I am going to have to round to the nearest tenth. I got 16.7 yards.